Hey guys, STTM here, and in today's video, we got our winners and losers of the 2025 NFL Draft. So yeah, guys, but before we get into it, make sure you like, subscribe, put on notifications, and comment on the video, as it lets me know what you think, gets me more recommended, and if you put on notifications, you will literally be alerted on the latest STTM videos that you don't want to miss, and I'll just appreciate it. So, enough with the Japanese, and let's get straight into the video. Good bow! All right, winner number one is the Cleveland Browns. They got Mason Graham and Carson Schlesinger, which, in my opinion, are amazing additions to their already great defense, and a potential running back duo of Quinshon Judkins and Dylan Sampson, which, to be honest, has insane potential. And also, I just call him a duo because I'm not really a believer of Jerome Ford. And David Njoku got a solid backup named Harold Fannin. And don't get me wrong, them getting two QBs, which are Dylan Gabriel and Shador Sanders, looks weird, but I think Shador will eventually become a starter, and Dylan is a nice backup. So I don't think there's actually any bad picks for Cleveland. Winner number two, the Atlanta Falcons. They got Jalen Walker and James Pierce Jr. and also Xavier Watts, which are all nice additions to the secondary. And Billy Bowman Jr. pick is great depth for the safety room and overall secondary. Billy is potentially even a starter at one point, and Jack Nelson is nice to improve their lack of depth at the tackle position. So, great makeover on defense. Winner number three, the Tennessee Titans. Very predictable but smart way to use the first overall pick to grab Cam Ward. This is a reach in my opinion, but the Oluwafemi Oladeo pick is a solid addition to improve their front seven. Kevin Winston is a nice addition to improve their secondary. Chimeri Dyke is a reach, but could be a steal for their receiver core. Gunnar Helm could work well with Chigozium Okonkwo. Alec Ayamaner is an insane steal. And also Jackson Slater, Marcus Harris, and Khalil Mullings all offer depth for each of their positions respectively. So I liked all these picks, and they signed UDFA wide receiver Xavier Strupo. So I think Cam Ward is happy to have some time with a former college teammate. Winner number four, the Baltimore Ravens. Malachi Starks and Mike Green are amazing pickups to add to their core of great defensive players. Emory Jones offers nice depth for their overall O-line, and Carson Vincent does too. Teddy Buchanan will be a good backup linebacker. Bilal Cohn is nice depth for their cornerback group. Tyler Loop looks like a legit Justin Tucker replacement. And LeJontay Wester, Anus Peebles, Robert Longerbeam, and Garrett Dellinger are all solid depth for their positions. Winner number five, the Carolina Panthers. They got Tatara McMillan, who is a great wide receiver for Bryce. Nick Scorton and Princely Umanmielen are good upgrades for their defensive line. And the rest of their picks work well as solid depth. But Lathan Ransom and Mitchell Evans have potential to be NFL draft steals, just saying. Winner number six, the Denver Broncos. Jahdae Barron will pair very well with Pat Surtain. RJ Harvey will make a great running back in Denver, and he can even make an RB trio with him and Jaleel McLaughlin and Audric Estim, and Pat Bryant could be a steal wide receiver. Savion Jones and Q Robinson could even be steals as well. Winner number seven, the Chicago Bears. This team I barely consider winners, but I like the new Colston Loveland and Luther Burden targets for Caleb Williams. They do already have Cole Kmet, and I would have picked Tyler Warren instead, but very solid pick for Colston Loveland and also Luther Burden nonetheless. And I like the addition of Ozzie Trapilo for the O-line depth, and Shamar Turner, Ruben Hypolite II, and Zoff Frazier have potential to be steals in this draft. Winner number eight, the Indianapolis Colts. I barely consider this team winners, but that Tyler Warren pick was one of the smartest picks in the draft, in my opinion. Winner number nine, the LA Chargers. They got Trey Harris and Amari Hampton, which will both be great weapons for Justin Herbert. And James Caldwell and Kyle Kennard can be potential upgrades for their defensive line. And the rest of their picks, they got some depth. And for the rest of their picks, I think they got some good depth. Final winner, the New York Giants. Abdul Carter and Jackson Dart are great additions, which improves their defense. And while Dart is a project, has potential to develop very well because he has a great offensive coach and also has targets like Malik Neighbors and Wan'Dale Robinson. And Darius Alexander is an improvement for their defense too. And Cam Scatabo and Marcus Mbao have potential to be NFL draft steals. Now we're going to go on to the loser side. Loser number 1, the Cincinnati Bengals. They got Shamar Stewart, which is a good pick, but then reached on Demetrius Knight and reached on Dylan Fairchild and Barrett Carter as many concerns, and the rest of their picks are quite useless. Loser number 2, the Dallas Cowboys. A lot of reaching in this draft, and knowing their recent draft history, they haven't hit on most picks. And to be honest, it isn't looking like that with Tyler Booker. Siobhan Revel Jr. might not work in Dallas' playbook, and Donovan Azurewaku is very undersized, and I'm not sure if Dallas could work well with an undersized edge rusher. Loser number 3, the Detroit Lions. A lot less care for this draft, which I don't like for a team with 2 new coordinators. They still could have success again, but I'm a lot less sure about that because they haven't added any great notable pieces. And Tyleik Williams could be great, and Tate Ratledge could be that one missing piece on the offensive line, but their later picks are all insane reaches. Loser number 4, the Green Bay Packers. I like their Matthew Golden pick and their Savion Williams pick, but I think the other prospects like Anthony Belton, Baron Sorrell, and Colin Oliver got bad landing spots. I'm not really sure how they're going to work out with Green Bay. And with the Golden and Savion pick, they now have such a clogged wide receiver room. I'm genuinely not joking. They got 7 targets. They got Jaden Reed, Matthew Golden, Romeo Dobbs, Christian Watson, Dontavian Wicks, Savion Jones, and Malik Heath too, which is actually crazy. And since we think Dobbs and Watson are going to be out, Matthew Golden comes in for Green Bay, and so does Savion Williams, which I guess makes sense for this pick. But they also have Malik Heath, which I've mentioned, who has potential to be a solid target. And in his limited play time, he actually has looked kind of good, especially on medium length routes. Loser number 5, the New Orleans Saints. I'm fine with the Kelvin Banks pick, but right after that, things go downhill. Tyler Shuck over Shedeur Sanders was outrageous, and Vernon Broughton was an insane reach. And don't get me wrong, I do think Jonas Sanker, Danny Stutzman, and Quincy Riley could become NFL draft steals. Their second and third round outrageous draft picks brings them to the losers category. Day 2 is just dumb moves for that city. Loser number 6, the Pittsburgh Steelers. They should have got Shedeur Jackson Dart, but instead the risky Will Howard project is theirs now. He did great in the CFP playoff, but his combine was horrendous. And I don't mind the Derek Harmon selection and the Caleb Johnson selection. I think they both help Pittsburgh pretty well, but Yahya Black was a reach in my opinion. And the 7th round selections are going to be a waste. Loser number 7, the Washington Commanders. The only pick that they really hit on was Trey Amos because Josh Connerly has a concern of short arms, so his blocking potential probably won't be lived up to its full expectation. Or maybe it might not even live up to half of the full expectations. And Jalen Lane was a reach of a pick for their need of a slot wide receiver. Loser number 8, the Jacksonville Jaguars. This sounds crazy to be in the loser selection because they literally got Travis Hunter. But outside of Travis Hunter, that was they were just so bad at drafting outside of the Travis Hunter pick. Like, they did nothing. They reached on a bunch of players and didn't offer to build up on the Travis Hunter buzz. Travis Hunter's an elite player who literally is on both sides of the ball, but since they didn't do anything after that, I think they're NFL draft losers. Like, Travis Hunter, A+ selection. That was an A+ move, but every other pick, I'd probably either give a D or an F in the draft grade scale. Honorable mentions for the winners selection. Oh my god. Okay, let me read that. Honorable mentions for the winners selection would be the New England Patriots, Minnesota Vikings, Philadelphia Eagles, Seattle Seahawks, and Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So, what teams do you guys think are 2025 NFL Draft winners and losers? Let me know in the comments below. As STTM is now out, see y'all next time. Road to 500 subs!